everybody. Welcome back. My name is Sean, and this is Science Hunters, where we at VML Health talk about recent publications that we think are cool, that we think may affect medicine, may affect human health going forward in the future. And today I want to talk to you about an area that I am particularly interested in, and that is oncology. And specifically what I want to talk to you about today is the appearance of cancer in people who are younger than 50 years old. We call these kinds of cancers early onset cancer. And to a lot of people's concern, early onset cancers, the incident rate has been increasing over the last few years. For example, the American Cancer Society just released their cancer statistics for 2024. And it clearly shows a trend of increased numbers of cervical cancer, colorectal cancer in younger men and women. Another study looked at 29 different tumors occurring in people who are younger than 50. And they found that from 1990 to 2019, there was a 79% increase in these early onset cancers. So the question that scientists have had is, what's going on? What is driving these earlier cancers? Is it what we're eating? Is it how we're behaving? Is it some environmental thing? We don't really know. But a group in Washington University in St. Louis did a study that gave us some insight. And they reported their results at the American Association of Cancer Research in early April this year. And before I go into those results, I want to talk to you a little bit about something called age. What is age? Okay. Most of the time, and especially as I was introing this topic, I'm talking about your chronologic age. How many years have you been alive? But there is a different definition of age, and that is something called biologic age. Biologic age measures the wear and tear on your cells and your organs, uses a bunch of different biomarkers, things like your red blood cell counts, your white blood cell counts, enzymes in your blood, etc., to quantify how much stress and damage there has been in various areas of your body. And these are this defines your biologic age. Now, there are people in this world whose biologic age is lower than their chronologic age. And those people typically are in great health and are not going to get a lot of disease. But there are people who have a biologic age that is much higher or higher than their chronologic age. And these people are referred to as having advanced aging. And the group from Washington University wanted to figure out, how does advanced aging relate to this increased incidence of early onset cancers? So they took a database of about 150,000 people from the UK who had all the biomarkers that people needed, and they used those parameters to define who in that database was early aging or not early aging, or accelerated aging, excuse me. And what they found was that people born after 1965 were 17% more likely to be advanced aging compared to the generation before them. So first of all, that's a change. There's more advanced aging happening in people who are a little bit younger. And two, they found that those patients in that database who had advanced aging had really accelerated incidence of certain cancers. So there was a 42% increase in early onset lung cancer, a 22% increase in gastrointestinal cancers, a 36% increase in uterine cancers compared to everybody else who was in that database. So those people who have accelerated aging are clearly associated with having early onset cancers. And this is super informative. This could be what's driving that increased prevalence. And what's important about this is that it may actually give us an approach to helping to minimize the risk for cancer, right? If I know that accelerated aging is driving some of this, there can be behavioral modification steps that are taken to reduce the aging process that's happening. You can change your diet, you can exercise, etc. So it's really a prophylactic to prevent getting cancer. And then perhaps more importantly, Those people who have clear hallmarks of advanced aging or accelerated aging, those people can be screened very, very proactively when a tumor occurs in its infancy and hopefully catch it then. These are patients that we know are very likely to develop a cancer, so let's be super aggressive in screening them. So this gives us two big steps in preventing cancer, which, let's be honest, as great as all the cancer drugs that we are developing, I think a lot of success we're going to have in eliminating cancer is also changing the risk factors that get us there, things that happen well before the disease. And by understanding that this accelerated aging is driving a lot of these cancers, this could be a big step in doing just that. So really, really nice piece of work, really intriguing piece of work from this group in Washington University. And I think it can have an effect on cancer going forward and the outcomes that a lot of patients have. So I appreciate you sticking with me and listening to a little ramble about age. I hope you're not biologically older than you were when we started, but science is cool, so I'm glad you hung in there. Really appreciate it, guys. I'll see you next time. Thanks for everything.